Revive, recharge, and renew. That is the goal of Holistic Health Solutions. Richard Campanella is the owner, and if you are suffering from pain, stress, or anxiety, he is the man you want to see. That's because his office offers cutting-edge, non-invasive treatment. Joining Richard is a client of the Holistic Health Solutions Center, Mark Simoff. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Welcome back, Richard.
Thank you very much.
So let's start with you.
Yes,
explain what Holistic Health Solutions is for those people who haven't heard yet.
Yes, it's a center, holistic center that specializes in cellular regeneration, and we do that through four basic principles. One is actually detoxing the cells. The other one is regenerating the cells through energy devices. These are cutting-edge technologies that are FDA approved to get the cell motivated to produce energy. The third thing that we take people through or focus on is nutritional deficiencies. And the fourth thing is actually mentally. We do a lot of not mental counseling, but hypnotherapy to address maybe mental baggage from past that might be connecting some of their diseases or chronic issues that they're dealing with.
Why did you want to start this center? Because it seems a little, I mean, it is very cutting edge, maybe very different treatment than maybe what some people have heard of before. Why?
Well, I had a story where I basically I was in a devastating car accident, and I kind of, after two major surgeries, were dealing with chronic pain situations, so I started to look into different therapies to heal myself, and that's basically what's...
So you're kind of your own testimonial.
Own testimonial, yep.
Yeah.
It was pretty amazing.
It's a good segue for Mark here. Explain, I guess, how you found the center, what you were suffering with before, and then kind of how you found Holistic Health Solutions.
I was suffering from chronic pain and fatigue that went unexplained. I visited 7 different doctors over the course of about a year and a half. And I really never got diagnosed. I came to later find, I guess if you want to give it a name, fibromyalgia.
A lot of the symptoms are very similar.
Exactly, yeah. And a colleague recommended Holistic Health. And I was getting ready to go to the Cleveland Clinic and then discovered Richard's facility. And I was in a desperate situation. I had no quality of life. I slept most of the day. Unless I had a business meeting with a client, I was at home on the couch, laying on the floor, just a terrible situation. And I went to Holistic Health and followed Richard's protocol to the letter because, as I said, I was desperate and I wanted relief. And within a couple of weeks, I really found a major change in how my body felt, how I reacted. The pain issues started to subside, and here it is 3.5, 4 months later, and I keep a log of my good days, bad days, and I would say I go sometimes weeks of good days with almost no symptoms at all. And at this point, we're trying to find, I guess, like a maintenance thing that I can use to carry things forward, but it's just been a remarkable change in my life.
And I think what's so remarkable, again, it's non-invasive. It's not a painful treatment. I guess maybe explain a little bit at what you went through. And I want to go ahead and ask, did you change anything else that may have had this outcome as well, whether it be diet or anything else that you could explain why you all of a sudden started feeling better?
Well, I think it's the protocol that I followed with Holistic Health was included diet, various vitamin supplements, and again, the equipment that Richard uses really made all the difference in the world to me.
Yeah. Richard, it's got to be so satisfying to hear stories like Mark.
You know, that's what gets me up every day and going to the office is people like Mark and seeing their lives turn around. And I was, you know, one of the people that were in the same situation at one point where I had no doors to open. I just thought my life was over. So it's pretty rewarding to see people's lives change to that point.
And we should say, I mean, it's not that you're, you know, as you said before, it's not like that you are living a perfect life now, but the before and after is just a remarkable change.
It's, and as I mentioned earlier, unless you were in my skin, you just really don't know the change, the before and after. I think if anybody is suffering any kind of a pain or fatigue or a brain fog issue, kind of like what I was, they need to visit Richard, because he can really make a difference. It did for me.
And you said a couple years ago, if you would have heard what he was doing and the treatment offered, you would have said, no way.
Exactly. I'm a very practical person. This was not in my zone at all. So
it wasn't in my zone either. Honestly, like 4 or 5 years ago, I was on Mark's. And then, you know, we tend to not believe in, you know, different things. So I think. Well,
and that's why you have an offer that you want to extend to our viewers.
Yes.
Go ahead and explain what that is.
Basically, it's a free consultation where that's a usual $50 charge. And the first treatment, one of the modalities that we utilize quite often is laser treatment for pain and for detoxification. And we're willing to do the first treatment for $50.
That's right. There's the number to call. I guess, Mark, I'll let you kind of have the last word and maybe encourage people to call if they're maybe a little skeptical, you know, what you may have been a couple years ago.
Yeah, I think so. And I think some people have to be at a desperate level, a desperate point in their life, which is where I was. I was willing.
Which is a shame that you have to get to
yeah,
that
yeah.
point.
I wish I didn't have to have gotten to that point, because for me it was just such a desperate situation. I was open-minded and willing to try anything. And I wish I had discovered this, you know, a year or two earlier. It wouldn't have got to the point where it got.
Well, we hope that some of our viewers take you up on that offer. It seems like a great thing. Thank you, Richard, for coming back, and Mark for sharing your story. Thank you so much. All right, let's send it over to Bill.
Well, great stories, inspiring there. All right, coming up next, Carly chats with a former NFL star. Find out why Rodney Peete and a few other football legends are heading overseas for the holidays.